Are you aware of the Treasury Board policy on communications and federal identity?
Like, there's so many policies there, so
What do you get when you have been in government for 10 years, you write the rules for how the government is supposed to conduct itself, and you still can't follow these rules that you have written? Ladies and gentlemen, you get the Liberal Party of Canada, led by Mark Carney. Let's take a look.
Minister, can you just really briefly inform this committee, when did you become the minister?
last year.
Last year? Okay. Are you aware of the Treasury Board policy on communications and federal identity?
I could, do you have any specific question on that?
Well, just are you broadly, like just broadly speaking, are you aware of it?
Like, there's so many policies there, so okay, like,
okay.
You know, what is your specific question on that?
For sure. I'll get into it. So,
Yeah.
I mean, the policy effective date took effect March 27th of 2025. It was an update to a policy from 2016, so within Liberal governments here. The policy is on communications and federal identity. I'm going to go down to section 3.1, and I'm going to quote, Government of Canada communications are nonpartisan, effectively managed, well-coordinated, clear and responsive to the diverse information needs of the public and Government of Canada employees. Now, it goes on to say that the definition of nonpartisan is objective, factual, and explanatory, free from political party slogans, images and identifiers, bias, designation, or affiliation.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, Jeremy Patzer. So, want to make sure that everyone knows that he's not making stuff up. Not that you thought he would, but we're fair on Northern Perspective and we hold everybody to the same standard. So, let's go find this policy. Ladies and gentlemen, the policy on communications and federal identity, it does in fact exist. It is on the Government of Canada website, and it specifically says it gives context and rules for how the Government of Canada enables internal and external communications about policies, programs, services, and initiatives, including the administration of the Government of Canada official symbols. Okay, fine. He is correct. The effective date of this policy took place on March 27th, 2025. And here's the objectives and the expected results. So Mr. Patzer just went through this. I don't need to go through it, but this is just to show everybody that yes, this does in fact exist, and it says what he says it does.
The primary color associated with the governing party is not used in a dominant way unless an item is commonly depicted in that color. And I'm just going to start here, Mr. Minister, with the budget 2025. Canada Strong. I put a little Saskatchewan touch on it there so people knew which book was mine. So your fall, it's not the fall update, it's the spring economic update. Canada Strong. Today, from the Liberal Party webpage, Canada Strong. Also from Convention, Canada Strong. Also,
point of order, Chair.
Liberal Party fundraising.
Sorry, I'm just going to stop the clock. Your point of order?
I don't believe we're permitted to use props.
Yes,
as
you are.
part of our committee.
Yeah, it's actually
not the House of Commons.
Yeah, there are
Mr.
different
Danko.
rules for committee. So continue, Mr. Patzer.
So, point of order. Remember, points of order are only supposed to be raising an issue with procedure. So, I think this, I don't know who this was. Maybe it was JP Danko. I have no idea who it was. But they're trying to say, well, you can't use props. Welcome to committee, Liberals. Welcome to committee, new MPs. You can't use props in the House of Commons. When you're actually in committee, you can use quote-unquote props. And it's not even a prop that he's using. He's literally saying, this is what I'm talking about. So yes, you absolutely can use these things in committee to refer to. Welcome to committee, Liberals. Maybe you should learn the rules.
Thank you very much. The rules matter, and this is what I'm getting to. The Liberal Party website, Canada Strong, soliciting donations. So, Liberal Party website, soliciting donations. It was the theme of your convention. It's also the theme of your update. It is also the theme of your budget. okay? The Treasury Board, you're the minister, sets out the policy, and the policy is clear. Government of Canada Communications, this document, because right here in the very bottom corner, Government of Canada, okay? It's pretty clear. Partisan branding, Government of Canada branding. Radio ads, Canada Strong. Television ads, Canada Strong. It's quite clear. So, since you're the department that sets the policy, are you following up to make sure that the rules that are set by the Treasury Board are actually being followed by the Government of Canada?
Thank you for the question. I know the rules and I saw that. It's just, I just wanted to get back how the people, the Canadian elected this government with that mandate to build Canada strong. So to build the strongest economy in the G7, to create jobs, to help in affordability, to provide dental care plan support. So do you think anything from that comes into a policy that becomes partisan? So I think there's the rules in place and the rules are being followed. In your interpretation, you are making this up, misleading Canadian.
Making this up, okay.
Partisan, this committee is.
Minister, I'm going to stop you right there.
I'm here
It's
to
my time.
talk about main estimate 2026, 27.
Yes,
So let's
me too.
not waste our resources and focus on the core matter.
Okay, Minister,
So
it's
the
my time. I
policy
gave you lots of time to
it's-
respond.
Okay.
Please, thank you. This is the spring economic update.
Yep.
It says Canada Strong on it. Today, on the Liberal Party website, Canada Strong, $10, $25, $100, $250, $500, other. Donate. Liberal Party of Canada, Canada Strong. It's right here, okay? The website, your website, through the Treasury Board, is abundantly clear about what defines partisan messaging, and it says that the Government of Canada is supposed to be free of partisan messaging. So why is it not free of partisan messaging?
Great job, Jeremy Patzer. So here's the whole idea behind this. It's supposed to be that if there's official messaging coming out from the Government of Canada or Government of Canada agencies, it's supposed to be nonpartisan, right? Believe me, I was in a situation where I'm not allowed to talk about it too much, but let's just say it was a discussion about being partisan versus nonpartisan in an official versus an unofficial capacity with the federal government and the agency. So I know about this. So what they're trying to say is that official communications coming from the government or federal agencies must be nonpartisan, must not include any slogans, any branding, anything that could say, you know what, this feels liberal to me, or this feels conservative to me. Or if, you know, we were living in an upside down world, this feels NDP to me. So the point of this is to prevent any political party from using the government as a platform to continuously promote itself. You're not allowed to do that. Now, we spent about 10 minutes. It's all the time that we needed to see if we could find some additional examples. And yes, we did. So ladies and gentlemen, this is the Spring Economic Update. This is just a short video that is actually posted on the Prime Minister of Canada's Facebook page. So, pretty sure it's right there. And then right underneath, building Canada strong, supporting workers, etc., etc., etc. This is from the Canadian Innovation, etc., 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 and the Prime Minister of Canada. This is another Facebook post. This is from November. Canada.ca/buildstrong. That looks pretty partisan to me because it's using the Liberal slogan. This is the same video, but it's on Instagram. So they're using the same Liberal messaging and the same Liberal branding and the slogan. You know, for guys that say that they hate the conservative slogans and that all they use is slogans, they sure use slogans a lot, don't they? This is the Liberal Party website, and you can see Canada Strong. That's the campaign video from back during the campaign, folks. Like, you cannot get more obvious than this. And right below it, support positive politics. And then you have all of these different denominations that you can donate. This is Mark Carney announcing the Sovereign Wealth Fund. What did he call it? The Canada Strong Fund. Hello? It's about as obvious as you can get. Like, we're not talking about trademarking something here. We're talking about a Liberal Party slogan and the brand that he has put around the Liberal Party, which has been Canada Strong. Since he started, that's been his brand that he has tried to slap on the Liberal Party. So, let's not play games here, shall we? President of the Treasury Board?
I can say that the messaging is free of partisan and rules are being followed. And you have misconception. You have illusion. You're trying to make partisan claims. But I can assure that the rules are being followed.
It's basically pointing up to the blue sky and saying, "The sky's not blue. You're under illusion. You're under a misconception. The sky's not blue." Hello? This is probably the absolute worst defense I've ever seen of something. And it's obvious that this gentleman was not prepared coming into this committee meeting to answer these sorts of questions. Because even in the beginning, what policy? Sounds like you haven't even read the policy. So maybe you should go back and read the policy before you actually say that the rules are all being followed, because initially you said, well, there's a lot of policies up there. All the rules are being followed, yet everything is being branded by the Liberal brand. Got it.